Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose. You can also find yourself still on drugs. Deontay Wilder, that is. Now, you know these are psychedelic drugs that he was using, taking this ayahuasca. You see, Deontay Wilder has done a few interviews, but nobody's asking him, is he still doing the ayahuasca? Is he still taking this hallucinogen that gives you the similar effects of LSD, but definitely not as severe? Now, the issue I have is Deontay Wilder is blamed being injured, being hurt, needing surgery, all kind of stuff for the reason that he's performed inadequately after the Fury fights. And I'm going to include the Helenius fight as well. Although he won that fight, I wasn't impressed by that because I just think the stars lined up when he landed that shot. But Helenius had tapped that chin at the beginning of the round. But see, Wilder blamed it. Well, I put it this way. Malik Scott suggested the psychedelic drug took away from Wilder's violent instinct in the ring. So my thing is this, right? If the ayahuasca, which is another reason, another excuse to try to justify why Wilder hasn't looked like the bomb squad, Deontay Wilder that we all grew to love in the ring. Because look, we got to give him credit. Deontay Wilder brought back the heavyweight division, especially for here in North America. The stuff that he was doing in the ring, whether you want to give him credit or not, the way he was knocking people out was just something amazing. But listen, the feared puncher, right? He's trying to convince us that he's going to get back in the ring and not put on a gun-shy performance when he faces Tyrell Herndon. And he's looking forward to super fights, which I don't get it. But my thing is this. This psychedelic drug that supposedly took away Wilder's violent instinct, okay? If he's still using that, which I can't deny nor confirm, but if he's still using it, I got to say, he will not win. Because I think for Deontay Wilder, he's got to be violent and want to hurt. He can't be out here, man, hallucinating, having visual hallucinations and euphoria, shit, being paranoid, and I don't know if his body's has grown accustomed to it, developed an immunity to it. I don't know what's going on, but definitely can't be taking that shit and vomiting all over the place. It just makes me wonder if he's still doing that. I mean, how can he be confident he's going to get in the ring and want to violently knock somebody out the way he was before? Like that's a real question. And if he is taking it, I don't know how often he was taking it before. But if this was like a one-off thing he does every couple of months, I mean, I don't know. But if you're taking it several times a week, look, man, it takes like 20, 60 minutes to kick in, and the effects can last for up to 6 hours. Shit can give you nightmares and stuff. So, me just trying to look at it, he's in training camp. It's not a matter of him testing positive for it because it's not something that gets tested for. But damn, just think that Wilder in training camp could be taking this and trying to get ready for really the fight of his career. Because if Wilder loses this fight, if he loses, it's over. If he doesn't knock out Herndon, it's definitely over. And if it's a competitive fight, but he wins, it's still kind of over for him. You see what I'm saying? Remember, before Wilder lost to Parker, he and AJ had signed to finally get on the fight that we've been clamoring for years. But the ayahuasca is what was blamed for Deontay Wilder dropping the ball. Okay? Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't really know what Water has left in him, but he just seems to have, or he had a lot of different things going on with him personally, professionally. He seemed like an emotional wreck, like a psychological wreck, like a spiritual wreck, and a physical wreck. And I'm not, look, this isn't hyperbole on my part. This is going off of the things he said and the things we've learned about through the media. And you got to take shit with a grain of salt because not everything we learn about is 100% accurate. But from where there's smoke, there's some fire. But the thing Water's could still be using this ayahuasca, and it's talking about facing a guy like possibly going to fight in Africa, Francis Ngannou, if he gets his career back on track and already has some things in place. He just has to get past Herndon. If Malik Scott knows, or if he feels that the ayahuasca softened Deontay Water up, and Water is still using it, then Malik Scott is not his friend. It's not his friend. And to be honest with you, Malik Scott's got a big head. And to me, somebody should punch him in that big ass head of his, because it's a big target. To knock some sense into him and say, hey, my man, you're supposed to be training him. We know that's your brother, that's your friend, you love the guy, but you're hurting him by condoning this bullshit. Water has a huge opportunity in front of him, man, to just get through Herndon and maybe get one or two more fights in this year and in 2025 on a very positive note and possibly get himself back to where he was. But I think the opportunity is going to end when he gets in the ring with Herndon, especially if he's still using that damn ayahuasca, if he's still not listening, if he's not training the way he's supposed to, if he's going to wait last minute to train 3 to 4 weeks because they feel Tyrell Herndon is not a real threat. If he's really out here feeling that Tyrell Herndon is basically a cherry pick, a stone he can turn over and flip back the other way and just have his way with him, I'm telling y'all, people are going to be shocked to see how this fight plays out. Water's career could be over. This isn't a matter of if he loses this fight, his career is over. I need to make sure that I frame that correctly. Water's career is already over. This is a matter of him trying to breathe some life back into his career. His career has no pulse. That's why he's fighting in Kansas. He got a comeback fight. Look at Manny Pacquiao. He got a comeback fight. This man fighting in Vegas. Water isn't Pacquiao. He will be seen as a legend at some point, but he's not a legend like Pacquiao. He doesn't have that star power quality like Pacquiao does, where he can come back now and they put him up there in Vegas and sell out the venue. No, Pacquiao shut shit down. I just wish whoever's interviewing him would ask him about that ayahuasca shit. Just to see what happens. Just give us a peek behind the tent flap on really what Water is doing. What exactly is going on. Because I'll be honest with you, I want to know. My understanding of this ayahuasca shit is it can be both, like psychologically and physically, benefiting, but it can also have some adverse effects. But it seems like most people consider the effects a bit more positive than negative. Talking about their confidence, their perspective, how they see life, how it helps with relationships, spiritual, personal growth. Sounds like all this shit that I don't want nothing to do with. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you. That's exactly what it sounds like to me. But anyway, you can't keep blaming. I mean, what are we going to blame for Water's losses? That's all I'm saying. What is it? Is it this ayahuasca shit that he's boiling and drinking? We got to figure it out. being content, understanding the softer things in life. I'm trying to think, what fighters out there were were content with where they were in life and had a soft spot in them. Like, let's talk about Felix Tito Trinidad. When I think about him, I don't think he ever felt he needed any drugs or anything. He was content, and what I mean by content, with his situation, he wanted more, but he had all daughters. For those of y'all who didn't know, Felix Trinidad has all daughters. I think he had like 5 daughters or something. So when it comes to the softer things in life, he didn't really need any drugs, man. And he was able to balance being violent in the ring, making sure that it was a top priority for him to get in there and inflict as much damage on his opponents, but still have that soft side with him when it came to just people, being a people's person, dealing with his children. I don't know why Deontay, this whole thing about he's got to be a killer, he's got to be violent. And if he's on the ayahuasca, then we don't get that Deontay. Why can't he be a killer and violent in training, a killer and violent in the ring, but still also have that softness to him? I have 4 sons, and I have a very understanding, soft quality when it comes to my 4 sons. But at the same time, I can turn things up on the 2 older ones more. The 2 younger ones, I had no issue. And my second born, I don't have too many issues from him. But he about to be 13, so sometimes I gotta put a foot in his ass. But I just, for me as a 49-year-old, and who's had a lot of interaction with people from all walks of life, I just don't really get why someone feels they need a drug, a hallucinogen, to help them to put things in perspective. It's not like you're going to a mental health expert, a doctor, a psychologist, and you're getting prescribed things for anxiety and things for depression. It's not like this is what you're getting prescribed. You're gone up in the goddamn trees, found you a goddamn witch doctor, and they boiling some leaves and shit. We got bush tea. We got shit in Trinidad and Tobago, man. You know what I'm saying? That people can boil, and they got shit that can make you high. They got shit that can, like, they got Viagra and shit out here, but out there they got tree bark. You know what I'm saying? There's all kind of shit that there's natural things people can take that can affect them in different ways. So I know about a lot of that. I just don't think it's necessary. But the bottom line is, for Deontay Wilder, I just think there's a narrative that Waters has developed, a reputation for just making excuses for his poor performances, and I think after he fights Tyrell Herndon, he's going to have more excuses. We know Tyson Fury jerked him. We know that. And the first fight, Secret Society Kinahan, and made sure it was a draw. Wilder deserved that win. Even with the knockdown, Tyson Fury getting up, Wilder knocked the man down twice. You figure he probably won 2 or 3 more rounds. He give him three additional rounds. Wilder wins, but it is what it is. But then Fury goes down, he comes up, Jack Reese drops to his hands and knees, he tongue kisses Tyson Fury, says, wake up, sweetheart. Second fight, that was just all a cluster, put the towel over the camera. I've never in boxing seen anybody do some shit like that. So they knew what they were doing. So they cheated Wilder. In the second fight and the third fight, again, more bullshit in my opinion, but Tyson Fury working with Usman Sajjad. But is it, at this point in time, is it Tyson Fury the reason why you haven't been able to come out here and perform the way you want to? Is it just not being able to acclimate to the time change, being in Saudi? Is it too quick of a turnaround after the fight with Joseph Parker to get in there with Zhang? Is it Malik Scott? Is it the ayahuasca? Is it the personal issues? Like, there always seems to be some kind of excuse for Deontay Wilder's poor performances. We can't have that for Deontay Wilder, especially if he wants to have a bright future in the sport. You know what I'm saying? We just can't do that because Wilder's received a lot of backlash for his comments. And I think most people are finding the stuff that he's saying to be really boring and redundant, and they don't want to hear it anymore. But we will see what happens because I'm hoping Wilder is training very hard, twice a day if he has to. But I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not so sure about Deontay Wilder's future. He's got to redeem himself. He's had several opportunities and he's dropped the ball. He's got another opportunity now against a guy who most people feel is a low-hanging fruit. Wilder just had to reach up there with a 6'7" ass, pick the fruit, and eat them. And then go on to bigger and better. But I'm just saying, man, it's a huge fight for a guy like Herndon, and he may just rise to the occasion. And Wilder may lose his right to complain and continue with the narrative of excuses for him underperforming, especially if we find out that he's still doing this stupid-ass ayahuasca. Because I'm telling y'all right now, Wilder can't afford to put on another poor performance. And I'm not so sure that Deontay Wilder has the same hunger that made him a dangerous fighter. When you start hearing these fighters say, I don't have to do this no more. I don't need to do this. And Wilder, sometimes I think he talks more than what he should. I make more money outside of boxing than I do in boxing. Okay, I hope he is. But when they start talking like that, let me tell you, it's hard for me to see them come in the ring and continue to be competitive. And plus, psychedelics, let me tell you, that kills the ego, man. And you need to have some kind of ego when you're getting into a fight. It doesn't mean you need to be on the edge and want to be violent and a killer all the time. But if the psychedelics, from my understanding, really destroys a person's ego, then Wilder, he may be up shit creek. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds like he found peace in his life with this drug. And from what we see out here on social media, it seems like his personal life is chaotic as hell. And he's got a lot of shit that he may still be dealing with, although he says he's in a much better space. He went through something public. Let me tell you something. You can't leave your mind behind. You know what I'm saying? I've traveled all over the world, man. And if I have great things going on in my life, I take those thoughts with me. And I have great thoughts on my mind. I go from United States to Trinidad, or the United States to Germany, or United States to Saudi, or the United States to Hawaii, or from Florida to California, from North Carolina to Boston. Wherever I'm traveling to, I take my mind with me. You can't leave your mind behind. And it's the same thing for Deontay Wilder. If it's something negative on your mind, you can't leave that behind. And trust me, the fact that he's a public figure and so much of his personal shit has been put out there and people have fun with it, let me tell you something. He can't leave that behind. And it messes with you. As much as you try to escape it, that shit messes with you. I went through a couple of things, man, in my life, and some of my personal shit got out there a little bit, And fortunately, my dad raised me forward tough, you know what I mean? Just take a deep breath. And I was like, 6 months from now, I'm not going to be dealing with this shit. And here it is now, years later. And shit, I don't even think about it. And, if anything, I use it as testimony to help people who may be going through a similar situation to get beyond that. But when I watch Deontay Wilder, but I'm telling you, it's every now and then something may flare up where it may remind me of what I've gone through. But like so fresh, like Deontay Wilder situation is so fresh. He got all kind of shit on his mind. He can't come out here and lose. Imagine if Deontay Wilder shows up to fight Terrell Herndon and he has another woman with him. Remember, everybody got used to seeing him with the Telly Swift chick. Then he shows up out there inside, not with her, with some, I don't know, some Asian looking chick. Big round eyes, looking like Alice the Goon. Imagine if he shows up now here with another woman. Everybody they're gonna target that and they're gonna start running their mouths again. So what I'm saying is as long as he's in the public's eye, if he can't deal with what he is, because basically the people own him. Belong to the people now. Wilder's always gonna struggle trying to get peace in his life, man, because you just can't leave your mind behind. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all keep cool. Let's hope Deontay Wilder is not on that ayahuasca. Let's hope that he has everything together. And he comes up to fight. Win, lose, or draw, we don't want to hear no excuses about nothing. And if he loses to Terrell Herndon, give Terrell Herndon his credit. Don't downplay him. And if Wilder wins, comes in there and he knocks out Herndon, then we got to give Wilder some credit for being able to bring all of this shit in his life together, clean it up, and get in the ring and finally perform to the level to where people know he can, or he was able to at one point in time. Anyway, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.